Hi, hello. I'm sorry for your loss. When is the service? This afternoon? The service is this afternoon?
People are coming in 30 minutes. Visiting. I just wanted a few minutes.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. Your mother, huh? I mean, you've lost your mother, I guess?
Yes.
That's a hard thing. To lose a parent. I mean, to lose your mother. Unless you weren't close. Of course, sometimes that makes it worse. I mean, some people I think feel okay about it, but that's not normal or healthy or, Sorry. You don't remember me, do you?
No.
That's okay. I mean, I don't blame you. You're going through a very hard, very stressful. I mean, well, how could you remember someone you met sort of in passing? Well, not passing exactly, but anyway.
I don't mean to be rude.
You really don't remember? The imperial rest versus the eternal slumber,
Oh.
the nocturnal peace.
Yes. Roy.
Hey.
How are you?
Okay. So it worked out?
Yes.
Good.
Thank you.
That's what I just wanted to make sure. Because there was a little confusion, actually, downstairs when they were, actually I'm not even sure where the confusion, but, I mean, there was so much you had to deal with, I'm sure, the flowers, the guest list, open or shut, which coffin. A lot of questions during what is unquestionably a very, very sad time.
Yeah. Is there something you need, or?
No, I just, because of the confusion. There are a lot of funerals that happen right on top of each other, back to back. Well, that's not the right, anyway, people die. And everyone, sometimes many funerals happen at the same time. And there are several bodies to be prepared downstairs. And the coffins line up. There are often several in a row downstairs. I'm sure you can imagine how that would happen.
That's my mother.
That's
That's my mother.
Yes, oh yeah. I didn't mean to imply otherwise. It is. It's just not her coffin. We had the conversation, imperial rest with the satin lining and the brass fixtures. Not to mention the goose down. That's it runs several thousand more than the eternal slumber. Not to mention the more economical but perfectly reasonable, fine nocturnal, nocturnal
Peace.
Exactly so.
we're happy with our selection. Is that what you're asking?
Yes, I guess so. Because it's not actually, you see, your selection. You paid for, that is, you selected the nocturnal piece. And somehow, well, frankly, through my confusion, or some might say error, your mother was placed in the imperial rest, which was actually paid for by Mr. and Mrs. James Riordan of Canarsie for her grandmother. May she rest, in, etc.
So that's not my mother's coffin?
Unfortunately,
That's what you're
no. Yeah.
So what are you trying to say? There's people coming here now. My father and all their friends, not to mention my siblings. People are coming to mourn.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what are you trying to say? I mean that because of your screw up, this is a terrible thing for our family. I mean, she was deeply loved.
I hear you.
What do you want? You want us to put her in a different coffin because of your mistake? I don't care about your mistakes. My mother's dead, and people are coming here that loved her now to mourn.
I totally understand.
So what do you want me to do? I mean, my mother's dead, you asshole.
I see. Okay.
I mean, I can't believe at a time like this is a totally inappropriate thing for you to say, and I'm gonna tell people that I think this is totally inappropriate.
Of course. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disturb you.
Well, you did. You are. I mean, why don't you just leave? Can you just leave so I can have like a little bit of peace with my mom before I have to put her in the ground? I'm gonna report this. You hear me out. I'm gonna report this and I'm gonna have your job over this.
Well,
what? Why don't you just leave? How many times do I have to ask you to get the hell out of here?
I know you're upset, but you shouldn't be mean. I mean, I'm upset too, all right? I mean, there's no point in your threatening to have me fired. I've already been. It was on the outside chance that I could maybe get my job back. That's why I came here, to see if at this terrible time in your life you might have a little, maybe, compassion for a fellow traveler. That was the reason I thought to speak to you.
If you don't get out of here now, I'm gonna call your ex-boss and I'm gonna get you thrown out of here. Christ!
Listen, you ask yourself that if I came here and told you that you got a cheaper coffin than the one you paid for, if you would think it was such a crazy idea that you should switch the coffins. You ask yourself that. I mean, you act all outraged, but you would think it was so nuts if the whole money thing went in the other direction. Yeah. I mean, you're all enraged, but I'm right, aren't I? I mean, I saw the logic in your. Yeah. At a time like this, you would think of money. You and my sister, you're exactly. I lost my job over this, and my mother's dead too. She died. It wasn't that long ago. I feel your pain. My mother died. I was the only one there. My stupid sister's in Baltimore, and she can't be bothered. And my father's at home in a wheelchair, and I can't call him from the hospital and tell him. So much is happening so fast. Besides which, they didn't know. They didn't see it coming, although she did. She did, and so I mean, you can just, I know. So many things just happening at once, and the doctors, no one will tell you. Meanwhile, my sister, the idiot, can't be reached. They want to know about putting mom on machines, which she did not want. It was so clear. She signed a document, and when I call Dad, he just breaks down and wants to come down to the hospital, but he's home alone, and I can't. I mean, she's going. I wasn't to leave her. I mean, how could I? Can you tell me that? How could I do that? Because to have to say goodbye so quickly. I'm sorry, but to have to say goodbye so quickly to someone. I mean, I was there. And for that, I'm grateful. For all of it. The horror and the confusion and not being able to... I am grateful to have been there. And I did. I did close her eyes, which was very hard, but I wanted to do it for her because I loved her very much. And then, of course, there was hell to pay. You know, my father, why didn't I have him turn those machines on so he'd have time to come down to the hospital? And then his anger, which probably was just his grief redirected, although frankly, you do get tired of having every one of his vast array of emotions redirected into anger so he can dump it right on you. Whatever. And then there's my sister who breezes into town after all of it and just takes over. You know, which coffin, what kind of flowers, what readings at the service, Bach and Schubert for the processional. She's just on top of everything, and I am no longer. Believe me, so the funeral is absolutely perfect.